Hey guys, my name's Scott. Welcome to the Comic Club and welcome to the first episode of the first mini-series based around me reviewing volumes or trades of comic books. How I plan on this working is each mini-series will cover one volume. So for instance, if a volume has 6 issues, like this one, then there'll be 6 episodes, where the final episode will be the 6th issue and we'll be looking at the volume as a whole. So hopefully that video will be a bit longer. Today we're going to be reading Once and Future Volume 1, The King is Undead. Now this came out this month, May 2020, and produced by Boom Studios. Very big fan of Boom Studios. I'm reading the Power Ranger series and hopefully I'll be getting Volume 1 of Something is Killing the Children next month or 2 months away, not sure. But anyway, I haven't read any of this. So the plan, what I want to do with this is I'm going to read this issue 1 live for this episode, just issue 1. I'm going to read it right now. I'm going to time-lapse it though, so you don't have to watch me for 20 minutes reading it. But then afterwards, I'm going to review it, look it over, and hopefully help you decide if you want to buy the book or if you've already read it, see if you agree with me, and that's it really. So first of all, let's go over a bit of the book. So it's been created and written by Kieran Gillen, I think it's Gillen, and also involved the artists Dan Mora and Tamra Bonvillain. Pretty apt name, I think. This book, I mean, first off, when I received this book, I was surprised at the actual cover itself and the material, by that is what I mean. And it's kind of like a matte finish, whereas a lot of other comics are kind of glossy, maybe a bit laminated over. But this is a matte finish. It's really nice to hold and to feel and to see. There's not really much glare on it in the light. And yeah, I'm quite a fan of this. I've not seen this before in many books that I bought. But let's go ahead and read the blurb on the back, okay? The legends, the stories, they're all true. When a group of nationalists uncover the fabled scabbard of Excalibur, they use its magic to bring King Arthur back from the dead and fulfill a dark prophecy. But as the floodgates open, only retired monster hunter Bridget Maguire knows how to stop these mythic forces. Pulling her unsuspecting grandson Duncan into a world he thought only existed in stories, the two embark on a quest that will force them to navigate the complicated history of the Maguire family and confront the deadly secrets of Britain's past that threatens its very future. It's been written by New York Times bestseller Kieran Gillen, who's also worked on The Wicked and The Divine, which is right here, haven't read it yet, hope to soon, and illustrated by Russ Manning Award winner Dan Mora, and who's been involved in the Klaus books. Once and Future is a modern epic adventure that challenges the way we view our mythology in the spirit of a timeless classic. And that's the first time I've read that, and straight away I'm pretty hooked. I quite like my Arthurian myths and legends and stories and stuff, so this would be quite interesting to get into, and I'm looking forward to seeing the dynamic between what's her name, Bridget and her grandson Duncan, so it'd be really cool to see that. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to start reading volume 1. I'm going to time lapse it if I want to stop, or if there's anything during me reading it, like a reaction or something, it's something I want to say, then I'll slow it down for you to see. But here we go. This is me. What? Jeez, badass. Jeez. Cool. I mean, as a first issue in a comic, in a trade, in a book, I loved that. That was really great. Okay, so yeah, chapter 1, issue 1. I'm not sure where to start. It starts off. It starts off quickly. It starts off very fast and straight away introduces you to the scabbard of Excalibur and the bad guys, the villains, the antagonists of the story, and then straight away it goes into introducing the main characters, Bridget and Duncan, and what I get from this is Bridget is a very like sweetly aggressive old lady. Like, she knows what she wants and she's not afraid to ask for it or try to get it, but she's still a bit sweet and wise and calm while doing it all, and people find that intimidating, but there's that air of respect to it. And then Duncan, he's pretty much completely the other side of things. He's a clumsy guy, a little bit cowardly, but in a brave way. Like, you know, if something is in front of him that scares him, or something needs to be done about it, then the feeling I get is that he will just go ahead and do it and just crack on. You tell straight away he cares very, very much about his grandmother Bridget, and their relationship. Even in issue 1, the first 10 pages, you see how deep it is. You learn how much he cares. And yeah, there were sections of this which surprised me in terms of Bridget. She seems like a very surprising character. Got a lot of skeletons in the closet, and definitely a big past that I think they could spend a lot of issues digging into, and yeah, keep the audience happy just with her past and her passing the experiences from her past onto Duncan. This is obviously a book about mythical creatures and magic and beasts and things like that, and you get to see one of them, and I'm not going to show you the picture, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you have read it, you know what I'm talking about. The first monster you see in this book is crazy. It's a bit mental, and he I don't know why I'm saying it shows the creativity of the team that made this book, and if this is what you get at the start of the book, then I really hope the consistency in this stays, and I'm really looking forward to what's coming up in the next 5 issues of this book. It's really fun, even when things get intense in the book. There is some action in this book, and the dialogue between Duncan and Bridget during this action sequence is engaging. It's fun. I really like it, and the art is really good. I mean, when it comes to fast movement, a lot of movement, I really hope the comics can convey this, especially when it comes to like comics like The Flash. How that has evolved over the years to convey the speed. I think this has done it very well. The paneling is just right. I mean, in scenes where things are erratic, the paneling is also erratic, and I do like stuff like that. It then shows you how to view and how to feel about the page and the panel, and the vibe it's kind of given off, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. I mean, as a whole, as a first issue, I really enjoyed that. As I've said quite a few times. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to just start getting into issue two now, but I'm going to keep it for another week. I'm not going to spoil it just yet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and give some ratings. I think overall story, I'm going to rate that. Let's see, I'm going to give that an 8.5. I mean, it's a first issue. We don't really know where the story is going, but the introduction to the characters and the antagonists to the book, and maybe a couple smaller characters which may pop up now and again, or maybe come in the future. I wouldn't mind seeing a few of them come into future issues, but not as a big role. Just pop in now and again. Art, loved it. There's a lot of colour there, but it's not colourful, if you know what I mean. It's not vibrant, but you see, you're shown what you need to be shown, and I think the colouring, the art on it is all fantastic and very crisp in some panels, and I really like that. It shows the care and attention that's gone into this. Like the beads of sweat, the veins on the neck, when everything's getting tense. I like that a lot, and those little details are really, really important to me when reading comics and for the immersion and things like that. But yeah, really, really like the art. I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10. Really like that. And gripability. If you haven't guessed already, I am hooked. I'm not going to give this a number out of 10. It's going to be more of a yes or no. Yes, I'm gripped. I want to read this. Anyone who's into any sort of mythological or Arthurian legend kind of thing, even people who like Dungeons and Dragons, like myself, anyone who likes fantasy roleplay, I think this is a really fun book. Straight away, just by reading issue 1, I would instantly recommend this to people. Okay, now I'm going to go to the arty part, where I'm going to show you a couple pages where I like some art. See, this is the title page that you see in the first issue, and it comes just after a bit of an introduction to the story where you meet the antagonists, and this straight away gives you a sense of what's to come. You don't exactly know what it is. You might have a bit of an inkling, but for now, you have no idea what's going to happen, who this is, and what's to come. And it kind of gives that bit of mystery, and the detail in it is fantastic. I love this. Now let's go to the next one. This is the first time that you see Duncan in the book, and just in these 2 panels here, you can see exactly the kind of person that he is. He's just spilt red wine all over this woman he's on a date with, and you can see the detail in his face about the kind of worry and anxiousness he's feeling. And I think that's a really strong way, just in 2 panels, to show the kind of clumsiness of a person. In this final panel, I want to show you how a small panel can show such a lot of emotion and detail. You can see in Duncan's face, he's really stressed. He's got the vein coming out of his neck. The spear is shaking, and behind him, his grandmother is showing concern and worry. And I think for such a small panel and to get so much detail and emotion through it, I think that's really, really well done. So that's it from me, guys. My name's Scott. You've been watching The Comic Club, episode 1 of me reading through and slightly reviewing Once and Future, volume 1, The King is Undead, issue 1. Go ahead, click the subscribe button if you enjoyed this, click the like button, share it with your friends if they like comics or anything. If they want to get into comics, this would be a cool place to start. It's not a typical superhero thing. But yeah, also if you want to follow me, follow my Instagram at Scott's Shelf, and hopefully I'll see you again next week for when we read issue 2. Great, thanks a lot. Bye guys.